Hey guys, what's going on? I'm doing February's basic summary of ThetaTraderz.com. For you guys that don't know what that is, just go to ThetaTraderz.com. It's here. I'll put a link in the description below. Basically, it's a website that Lance and I basically run. Lance is the brains behind the operation, and he does all the alerts and the research and analysis. And I help with everything else, including taking the trades and taking my own trades and alerting those as well. I'm a little more aggressive sometimes, so sometimes I'm making a little bit more, sometimes a bit less, it all varies. But having a community like ours, which has just grown by like 40 to 50 people in the last week or two, which is amazing. So it's grown really fast, and people are loving it. The feedback we're getting is just non-stop, like positive. So I'm really excited about it. You can check out what is all on offer here. Just go to the site again. In the description below, it'll tell you. We haven't updated this video. We're no longer doing free trials, Lance. Like, we're growing so fast that Lance can't keep up with people that are wanting to do free trials. So we have the lowest possible entry level, which is the quarterly. So you're charged $197 every 3 months. That gives you access to some of our most popular alerts, the 0DTE SPX alerts, so daily SPX, which is cool. Those are passive, set and forget. A lot of people are loving those. 3-month SPY and the put credit spread alerts on equities, essentially. So these things are really popular, but it's only a small fraction of what we do in the Discord. So there's the consistent passive profits and the safeguard trades and then lifetime, which includes everything. So I might as well just go through quickly what lifetime is, and then show you my real account balance and how I did in February following Lance's alerts, but also learning to fish for myself and taking a couple of my own trades based on his teachings as well, with a little bit of extra maybe a little bit of extra risk in there, but not too much. I'm still pretty risk averse. So anyway, you can see for the lifetime, it's not cheap, because this stuff really sets you up. You'll see why it's not cheap in a minute when I show you my account. It's 1996 one-time payment. That's the cheapest you'll get it, but we work with people and do payment plans, but we make you sign a binding legal agreement that you'll actually do the payment plan, because we get so many flakes that people think that they can game the system. And we always fight it, and we always win the disputes, because what we provide is so much value, and it's very easy to prove to banks and things that if you're on a payment plan, that you're basically just committing consumer fraud if you opt out of a payment. So if you're thinking about joining and thinking of pulling something like that, I wouldn't. We just recently had one guy who basically just was a complete idiot, had no idea what he was doing, couldn't be bothered asking anything, wouldn't respond to messages, and basically we ended up clawing back a lot of his payments, because he was basically trying to screw us over. So anyway, I won't get into that too much, but we're really friendly about this stuff, and we do our best to provide like the best value possible. And so what you get here is basically 10 services in one, right? So you get the put credit spread alerts, you get the 0DTE daily SPX trades, which you can set and forget. You can set in like Lance teaches you how to put the orders in, so you basically just go away. You put the orders in, go away. It either stops out or makes profit. Overall, the strategy is profitable. It's up 45% this year already, which is amazing. I don't do them. I probably should. But what I do mainly is the futures trades, which people are a little bit more anxious about, just because futures are a little bit different. Like, not a lot of people are into futures trading compared to like equities and stuff. So basically, Lance does future strangles. He does covered strangles in the futures. He does weekly future puts. That's the consistent passive profits. And the reason I like these so much is they're so passive. We do gold, so we sell puts on gold for premium, and we sell puts on crude oil for premium as well. And so we can also tailor these subscriptions. So if you just want to do, say, the crude oil trades or just the gold trades, we can give you custom plans, custom payment plans, anything like that, to whatever like suits your needs. We're talking about maybe launching this as a separate service, crude oil, mainly because it's so profitable. I'll show you some of my profits in a minute, and I've taken off a lot of profits recently anyway. So last month, basically, here is the thumbnail for my last video. ThetaTraderz best sell side swing trading service. I believe it is. I've been a member of so many different ones. For the price you pay, you're getting about 10x value, in my opinion. You're getting basically personal one-on-one mentoring from Lance, and you're getting some of the highest quality alerts I've ever seen, a brilliant community, and just like probably like 10 services all in one. So it's amazing. Anyway, so this was about a month ago. You can see over here 1 month ago, and I put the profit was $2,530. $3 year to date. So that was in January, right? So year to date was the first 23 days of the year. So that was pretty cool. And so I was like, all right, it's cool. And I was using $85,000, which might seem like a lot. And that's one thing that you have to get your head around if you're going to do these strategies. And some people will tell you and just try and fool you and say, hey, you can use $1,000 to do these strategies. And technically you can. And some of the equities ones, you can use a lot less. But if you want to make the really, really low risk, relatively high reward profits, you want to do the sell side future stuff, because you get something called span or portfolio margin, which really helps you sell puts that are way further out of the money and therefore have a really much higher chance of success. I've never lost a single gold, oil, or ES sold put after almost a year of this service. So that's how good this is. And I do a lot of trading. You'll see my account in just 1 minute. I was going to show you the Discord, and then we'll go to my trading account live, and I'll show you what's going on there. Hopefully it hasn't tanked since we've been there. So here's ThetaTraderz.com. This is the Discord you get access to. And so there's so many different channels now. It goes all the way down here. You've got like workshops, you've got safeguard strangles, you've got the future course that you can do. There's guides that you can like do to learn this stuff. People that are in lifetime get the chat where we can talk about everything that's going on. Then there's things like the crude oil trades. So he just did one. You can see it here. I'm not going to open up because I don't want to give all this away. But he does like gold and copper and all these amazing things. We do hedging so that there's, even if the like black swan comes along, like the big market crash, you still don't lose any money. This is an amazing Discord. It's by far my favorite Discord of all time, and I'm really happy to be part of behind the scenes with it as well. And you can see that if you go through the success stories, people are just posting like results after results. Basically, there are different, profits and losses, and this guy here, and this guy right here, and it just goes on and on and on with the different, success stories and things. Lance's workshop. We talk about buying power a lot. There's so much going on. If you're going to come and buy this service, I would definitely talk to Lance. I'll leave my email in the description below like normal, so I can put you in touch with Lance if you want to, if you think like this might be useful. But if you have significant amounts of capital, by that I mean like you could do $10,000, but you're not going to be able to use that on the future stuff very well. Like I started with 8 though, or 9, so I kept adding to it because it was working so well. And so I would say like if you have 20, 30, 40,000 or more, if you have 6 figures plus, this is an amazing strategy. And here's why. So if we look at my account right here, hopefully you can see this number right here. Let me zoom in. That's my profit for this month, $3,264. And we zoom out. I'm using a net lick of just 90,000 up here. I just added money. It's not cleared yet to bring this into the 6-figure range, because you can see everything is super green. The probability of profits in all these is just 99.5% on all this stuff. So this is all like, this is probability of profit. That means like these are all going to be full winners, which means that, if I don't do anything, I'll make another $3,000 just with what I have right now. And then as I add more and more, as the time goes on. The cool thing is these are set and forget. There's no rush to get in. You can get in whenever. It's very chilled out. Some of these are 50 days out, 100 days out, 114 days out on this guy. I still have, so I've been in this one for 15 days. And I've made 45% of the profits already and still have 114 days. So that's something I'd be like, all right, I might take that off. Here are the oil trades. So if you're not used to looking at these future tickers, they're just like stock tickers, but they have a backslash in front of them. They have numbers and letters. So CL is oil, J4, K4, M4. There's all different weird things I don't fully understand. I don't think you have to understand it that much for what we're doing. I don't really care too much about them at all. Look at something like this one. I sold 3, that's why it says -3, March 15th, so that's in 16 days, 54 puts. That means the oil would have to drop from 78 to below 54 in 16 days for me to lose this. And you can see the probability of that happening is less than 0.5%, and it's already at 81%. So I could just take this off, or I could just leave it and let it expire worthless and get the full 200 and something dollars, 210 or whatever it would be. So you can see the different oils here. This one's still got 49 days to go. Only 25% profits out of the whole potential, but it's still going, so it's good. And time just keeps producing more and more like profits for you, right? It's based on theta decay. This is what we call a safeguard trade. So basically we have a put debit spread, which is a hedge, so you'll see a negative number here. The idea is that these two will basically cancel themselves out, but if the worst happens and this tanks, these will protect you. This is a bearish put debit spread, which will protect you if the price of oil plummets. So these are the types of hedges that we're doing in order to try and protect ourselves on the downside. So it's not all just like, oh, we're selling puts way out of the money with the hope that, you know, that one won't go horribly wrong at some point and destroy all our profits. We're actually hedging, and that's a big part of what Lance is teaching. It's something I'm still working on, like, getting better at as well. So that is basically my video for February. So this was January's profits, which was $2,500. At the moment, I'm at 3,251. This is open, so some of this is, not all of this is open. Some of it's locked in. You can see profit loss year to date is just over $6,000. So that's an average of $3,000 a month on an $85,000 account. So basically doing nothing. I barely touched this account. Actually, this is slightly better because I did actually just close AMD, which was an alert from a different service, for a small loss. So it's like slightly skewed, but you get the understanding. So basically, if you had 5 times this, say 300,000, 5 times this would be 30,000. So you'd have made in the first 2 months in January 30 grand, like that, without doing anything really. So if you have a larger account, this is definitely something you want to do. Never lose a trade, ever. Never lost one. In fact, I lost one side of a strangle once, but it was more like, it was a strangle that I didn't really, like, I don't really like to do the strangles that much. And the other side, the put side of it, actually made up for a big chunk of the loss on the call side of the strangle. Kind of hard to explain, but basically it was a small loss. But on the straight selling of oil, for example, I've never lost. Or gold. Do I have gold on? Yeah, I've got some gold on. I have a gold on here. You can see these two. So 7 gold calls. So I'm basically betting that gold won't like jump up to 2,500 anytime soon. And basically still winning on those. So I've never lost on gold, oil, anything like that. So it's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm definitely adding more money to the account. So hopefully when I do my report on March, like the end of March, hopefully we'll see some more profits, but maybe not. Sometimes you make 3% a month, sometimes 5, sometimes 7, sometimes 1. Sometimes haven't had any losing months, but that's the cool thing about this strategy. So if you're looking for an adrenaline rush, this isn't for you. This is slow and steady, but like really passive. Like it's just really like chilled out. So definitely give it a shot. I'll leave all the links you need in the description below, and I'll talk to you guys soon.